It's a best-selling game that was turned into a hugely successful TV series, but the next game in the Last of Us series is not going to see the light of day. The forthcoming project was slated to be an online multiplayer game, which would have been a marked departure from the single-player story-driven previous editions, the first of which came out in 2013, and the second in 2020. It was dubbed The Last of Us Online, and fans were particularly looking forward to it because, like Grand Theft Auto Online, it would mean that you could play an ever-expanding world almost indefinitely without being tied to a storyline. There's no easy way to say this, but we've made the incredible decision to stop development on that game, said the game's developer Naughty Dog in a blog post. We know this news will be tough for many, especially our dedicated The Last of Us factions community, who have been following our multiplayer ambitions religiously. We're equally crushed at the studio as we were looking forward to putting it in your hands. Naughty Dog said the multiplayer game had been in pre-production ever since they started working on The Last of Us Part 2, and the team was initially happy with where it was going. In ramping up to full production, the massive scope of our ambition became clear, the blog post read. To release and support The Last of Us Online, we'd have to put all our studio resources behind supporting post-launch content for years to come, severely impacting development on future single-player games, they said. Naughty Dog, which is owned by Sony, has made its name in story-driven first-person blockbuster games. It's also responsible for the Uncharted franchise, so it essentially wants to stay in that realm instead of ditching it all to become an online game developer. But it's not all bad news for gamers. The devs behind The Last of Us aren't resting on their laurels. They have said, we have more than one ambitious, brand new single-player game that we're working on here at Naughty Dog, and we cannot wait to share more about what comes next when we're ready. This fan-made HD PC port of Zelda Link's Awakening is so cool, and it's really amazing that Nintendo hasn't taken it down yet. Link's Awakening DX HD is a fully custom port that adds high frame rate and widescreen support, auto-saving, and even a world editor. The PC has seen a number of decompilation projects in recent years, which have enabled PC ports of other Nintendo games like Mario 64 and Ocarina of Time. Those projects reverse engineered the code from Nintendo's original games, then rewrote it in another language to run on a PC. Critically, for them to be legal, they avoid including any of the original assets like textures or music, and require players supply those files themselves with a ROM of the original game. Link's Awakening DX HD is not a decompilation project. It's a full-on port of the original game, assets and all. The port is simple with just a few options, but the ones it offers are great. It includes auto-saving, borderless windowed mode, keyboard and gamepad support, and customizable zoom options. The slickest feature is being able to zoom out to 1:1 or even half-pixel scaling, because the Game Boy ran at a now slightly dated 160 by 144 resolution. This lets you see the entirety of the island on your monitor at one time, and it's all alive and active at once, like a little Zelda ant farm. Hopefully there's a way for the developers of this port to re-release it sans copyrighted materials and let users supply their own ROM, because it'll be a Christmas miracle if it's still online by the end of the year. And happening in this week's What The, a southern suburb family holidaying in Sri Lanka have had a lucky escape. Check this out. An elephant smashed through their window and reached its trunk inside their van to ransack it. What was it looking for? Well, it was just looking for a little snack.
This thing was literally hiding on the bush, come straight at the van, he had those big tasks. So the task went through the driver's window. I can see one of his tasks at the back of my driver. The reason these things happen is people been feeding these wild animals on the road. So these animals, rather than trying to find food on their own, they can probably get an easy meal by just attacking a van.
Thanks for watching your weekly tech update. If you have a story you think we need to feature on the program, shoot me an email, djraymcneil@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook at Your Weekly Tech Update, and check out the podcast. Audio and video versions available on Google, iTunes, Audio Burst, and elsewhere on the interwebs. Till next time, I'm Ray McNeil. Stay safe and stay healthy, everyone. And now, here's your moment of joy.
Yeah. I know. I see.
Your weekly tech update brought to you by Holiday Home Care, Phillip Island, Victoria, Australia. It's your turn to relax. Before you get on holiday on the island, contact Holiday Home Care. We can set up your residence or holiday rental, do the shopping for you, provide linen and towels, and make sure it's all ready by the time you get here, giving you more time to enjoy what Phillip Island has to offer. For more information, visit holidayhomecarepi.com or email holidayhomecarepi@gmail.com.